Hi all, this is Dr. J. Here I am, and my buddy Professor Spike,
Good old Professor Spike.
coming to you live from
The island.
Long Island, New York.
The island.
And the weather is, how's it now? It's sunny now, right?
It's looking better now. Although I've
Yeah.
been in my dungeon all morning.
It's been
Taking
misty,
some classes.
rainy. I don't know why my camera is all the way off to the side.
Yeah.
Between my camera that's off to the side and my head that's off to the side, I got problems.
Right. That was like that old saying with the guy who invented the Tower of Pisa says, I don't know about you, but it looks okay to me.
Yeah, exactly. So, Arjun, you want to come on or you want to just kibitz from the sidelines?
Love having the kibitz, as they say.
Yeah. Hey, Pete. Pete is with us. More athletes.
With us.
Pete,
I bought a little ITXX too.
Pete, Professor Spike, if Pete is crazy, so am I. What did I do near the close?
That's right. And so
I
am I, because I bought them today's up.
I bought Athesis, but I did sell. I bought 1/4 of what I sold last week. I sent
BCRX today.
I sent you the link in your email, didn't I?
Excuse me?
I thought I sent them the link. Maybe I didn't.
Oh.
I'm a little absent-minded,
Well,
amongst other things.
Just like me.
Amongst other things, right?
Are you on the East End or at your own house?
I'm at my own house.
All right, so now you can make all the lines you want on your charts.
I did. I made a lot of lines. I have like 11 charts. A lot to cover today.
Yeah. Like so we got a fair number of requests for BCRX.
Okay, well, that's one I didn't chart yet, but I will.
Yeah, I mean, just because we have so many requests for it.
Yeah.
Might as well, as they say.
I bought some on Friday before the close. Sure shouldn't have bothered. BCRX.
Yeah.
I guess there's always time to buy BCRX. That's the moral of the story.
Just like Amazon, always time.
No hurry. No hurry.
Well, some announcements are going to start coming, we hope.
Definitely. There's news around the corner, and yet the stock goes down, which is not a good sign either.
No, it is not a good sign.
So maybe the news is factored in. They figured it won't be magnificent news. Who knows?
Well, I do think that whatever excitement we had over
Norman joining us from Florida. Norman, remember Trump said to vote early and often.
Who's Banana Man? I never met Banana Man.
Banana Man? Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want to go home.
Yeah, I love those really
How's your voice? Can you sing, Arjun?
We need somebody with a voice.
I used to rap a little bit in high school, but I don't know if I can sing.
Somebody with a voice for radio.
It's never stopped me. It's never stopped me from singing.
I get no kick from champagne.
That's enough.
Yeah, right. You got the job. Please no more.
All right. That's the last time I'll ever sing.
No. A stock market game in school.
Yeah, well.
First thing you do is the 100K in fake money means nothing. Do you have $100 in real money? Open up a Robinhood account and play it for real. The 100K in fake money, forget about it. It means absolutely nothing. It'll give you false delusions of grandeur.
Funny.
Play for real. You'll play better when you play for real because it's your money.
Sort of lost a little bit of my connection here. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, so I have CVM charted. I have NWBO, KNDI. I like the cost. The theme is going to be cars. We'll also do some vaccine.
You're doing Neo, and you're gonna do the horse.
We'll do SPAC, which of course is the Fisker. We'll do Tesla, Neo. Then we'll come back to the more sobering biotechs like Athersys, Miso, BCRX.
One of our viewers says she has to be gone in a half an hour, and she wants to see BCRX. But I think we can accommodate her.
Okay, sure. And VBIV and
BBIV.
I want to do Apple and Amazon, and maybe BNTX.
Okay. Oh yeah, BNTX.
Athersys, please. Yes, I actually bought some today, Pete.
Okay.
On Friday, I tweeted out.
We got the whole gamut to run today.
On Friday, I tweeted out that this last week I was a seller of ATHX, and this week I'll be a buyer. I believe my next transaction will be to buy. And somebody asked me, why the hell am I doing that? I said, because I want to sell. I have a ton of it. I want to sell some now and buy some back cheaper. Why else would you do that?
Right. Sell high, buy low.
Sell high, buy low. Well, I'm not sure I bought low today, but
not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, look, I'm looking for 156 to hold. I've been calling for that 156 level for months.
Uh-huh.
It finally reached it. I'd be hypocritical not to buy a little or something. I don't know if it's hypocritical.
My break even's closer to 3 anyway.
I gotta, if I don't listen to my own bullshit, whose bullshit am I going to listen to? Nigerian brothers? My bullshit is at least as good. Nigerian talks out of both ends of his mouth anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody on TV seems to do that.
Pete, I don't know if we can get around to robot. I'll give it a shot.
Are those the ones that do that? The vacuum cleaner.
Which one?
Are those the ones that do the vacuum cleaner?
The vacuum cleaner?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think that is iRobot. Yeah, it's like like the Roomba.
The Roomba.
Uh-huh. All right, so let's get to the charts.
All right.
How was your week, Ajahn?
I mean, from like how's my life going perspective, it's fine. From the market perspective, not too great, but it'll turn around. I'm feeling all right.
Biotech was a tough week. It's a tough couple of days. Couple of days this week.
No more vodka for you for the next couple of days.
No, it's water.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm not drinking the good vodka at home. I'm only by my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Not too cheap.
Not enough.
Gotta have a better day. Yeah, I gotta and she won't notice the difference a little bit of vodka from the bottle,
Well, your wife measures the level at the house.
Little slowly.
I say it's evaporation.
All right.
The angels share.
Evaporation, right.
Exactly.
I have water today, though, lots of it, because I took a look at the SPX before I came on, and I got very upset. It got me nauseous. I was expecting new highs, and instead we get what looks like a double top forming there for at least for a while.
Yeah, well, still no hope.
A very yucky candle today. Basically a gravestone doji today. I don't like those kind of candles. So a couple of nasty looking candles on the SPX. Should we start with the SPX?
Might as well.
Let's do it.
Yeah, the SPX. As you can see, the first 2 days of this week have been yucky. We have a big
Yucky's a technical.
suffering candle, the 5th day off a relative high, which I thought we would just continue on and take out the high of 992, but it didn't happen. Instead, we have what appears to be a double top forming. And I don't like this big red candle, which essentially is, if you throw away the day before, is an engulfing candle. And
Right.
Today's candle is definitely very close to a gravestone doji towards the top of a run, which I don't like either. So I think we could be in for a short-term setback prior to the run to new highs. I still think we're getting to the new highs, but I think not so fast.
I would worry once going past the 50.
Not so fast. Maybe now I'm thinking maybe not till after the election.
Yeah.
Well, plenty of fodder at this point.
It could be a couple of tough weeks going into the election. It could retest the 924 low of 3209, which I would not like. That would be nasty.
Well, like I said, I think whether or not it passes the 50 should be a sign. If it bounces off the 50,
yes, it could very well hold the 50. And if it does, I'll be one happy camper. And if it doesn't, I won't be a happy camper. Because if it doesn't hold the 50, if it goes down to the 100, essentially we're testing the lows.
Right.
So I think it could be a rocky road from here to the election, especially trying to handicap these politicians, whether they'll get together on some kind of stimulus. Yeah,
it's probably smart to save some dry powder for after the election, just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that they're crazy enough, for whatever political reasons, not to do a stimulus until after the election. But I can't understand the logic on either side, so what do I know? To me, do the damn stimulus. Get it done.
the question is which one.
Which stimulus?
Yeah. I mean, I think Nancy's, not out of her league to say, look, she just made this big deal with Mnuchin, and that's the deal that should be the default deal.
Yeah, but the old man in the Senate doesn't want to put it forward.
Well, then he's the one who's wrong.
Yeah. Mnuchin and Pelosi came to a deal, but
exactly
the crazy old man from Kentucky says, no good. So I don't know.
Imagine how he's going to behave when he's voted out of office.
Yeah, I think it's a good chance.
Quite profound a chance.
Bluetooth mode.
Sorry.
I mean, I think the market is factoring in at this point a Biden victory.
That's what I would say.
The market is factoring in a Biden victory, and therefore stocks like APT, Lake, Co-Diagnostics, those kind of stocks figure to do better. And mask stocks, AHPI might do better. All kinds of crazy stocks like that. Mask plays, spit test plays, all of that.
Have you been looking at Echo Labs since we last talked about it?
Echo Labs? I was in Echo Labs.
We were talking about it around the same time we were talking about 3M. And that's
but I bought Echo Labs. I made 10 points after three months of going nowhere, and I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of holding a high price non-mover.
Well, I mean, 3M's been doing a little bit better.
3M is marvelous compared to Echo Labs. 3M has done fine for me.
I'm just putting it out there since we had talked about it and it was making a move.
But I had to show this chart because I'm telling you, when I just came on the air and I looked at the last two candles, I got a funny, queasy feeling in my stomach. I said, "Uh-oh." I'm getting nervous looking at this. So I don't want to look at it anymore. I'm going to act right out. Gone. Don't have to look at it.
Well, you're right.
Apple going
we have
from
about
right
2
left,
weeks to see what's what.
going from right to left. Apple. Now I've been nibbling at the apple.
You've been nibbling at the apple.
In fact, I bought some today, and I bought some yesterday, and I bought some on Friday. I've been nibbling at the apple. I think sometimes you have to accept the obvious and go with it. China had record-breaking sales on day one, on the 12.
Right.
I think the 12 is a sensational seller, even though it's been, you can say, factored in. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's directly. Everybody still waits a tick or two to see, if people are happy with what they bought.
So I'm basically one of those waiting online to get the Apple 12.
All right.
I like it. I think the 5G technology is going to be a big law. We have the uptrend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to argue with there.
We've come back just enough to make it interesting for me to nibble.
Right. You didn't know it was a bargain until this happened.
Well, I certainly didn't want to nibble up here.
Right.
In the 130s, but now I could begin to nibble and keep on nibbling.
Yeah,
I think
nibble up here.
this low holds, even on a pullback on the S&P. I'm pretty sure this low will hold.
106.
Yeah, 106, 103, whatever. So I'm pretty sure that low holds. So if I nibble on the downside, so be it. But then again, I may not be. It may just be that this low holds. That would be 112 area. That could easily be the bottom of this little downtrend in Apple. I don't see it as a major downtrend. It's still on up. It's still on its ascending trend line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an Apple buyer here, not neutral, not a seller, but a buyer, buying on the dips.
Nibbler.
Well, let's just say buy the dips.
Yeah.
Better way to
Nibble
say
and
it.
then maybe take a big bite after the election if we see anything weird happen.
You're not going to get hurt on Apple, I don't think.
There was news about Google being an antitrust victim against the typically these administrations don't do antitrust.
It's all bullshit. You know what they mentioned? Google search. Give me a break. They don't even make money on Google search, do they?
There are plenty. What's the matter? Nobody's ever heard of Microsoft's product, Bing?
I don't know. Bing.
Come on. What about?
It doesn't Avast have a search engine? Avast has one.
Yeah, Yahoo search. Let's go.
Yeah, Yahoo search.
Yeah, come on.
All the heavy hitters.
But then they said all the Republican states were jumping on the bandwagon. Like I said, that's usually not a Republican play to call on antitrust.
Yeah,
what happened with Microsoft. Once Bush got elected, Microsoft got us scot-free.
But they're not alone. They're also talking Apple, Amazon, you name it.
Yeah, Google is the test case, though.
Yeah, Google would be the test.
This looks like a buy too, right? I mean,
I've been buying it, so
this is another nibble.
Let's hope it's a buy.
This looks exactly like the same shape. You sure you changed charts?
pretty much.
I mean, I've been buying this one since 1800 or even lower, since it bottomed at about 1800.
16 and change during the month of March.
Yep.
That I let it go, even though Dr. J said it's never the wrong time to buy.
I also said, when in doubt, buy Amazon. I always say that. When in doubt, you have nothing better to do with your money, buy Amazon.
The problem is I didn't have doubt. I just made bad choices.
When in doubt, buy Amazon. Go on to Robinhood and buy $100 worth if
Yeah,
that's all you got.
$50 worth. Buy your tranche.
Fractional share nonsense.
Yeah, well, it's not
Buy your
nonsense
sliver of
if you're
Amazon.
buying Amazon because that's the way to go.
Well, that's the way I would do Berkshire Hathaway, only because I don't even have enough for one share.
You know, early in the COVID season of March, I made up my mind, go with the obvious. Don't try to be a genius. So I bought FedEx. I bought Kimberly-Clark. I bought Amazon. I bought Walmart.
What
So
about Procter & Gamble? Because that was another one that's
what's going to benefit? I didn't buy Clorox like a knucklehead. I should have bought Clorox. But I said to myself, what's going to benefit from COVID? All of these plays.
Yeah.
And 3M, I said, it's a
and also
no-brainer.
Kramer was touting Procter & Gamble this morning. I know that.
Yeah, why not? Throw Colgate into the mix.
Exactly. Colgate Palmolive. Yeah, we were looking at all these guys, in the month of March.
There's nothing wrong with
we got ADHD and we sort of like went squirrel.
nothing wrong with playing the obvious. You don't have to look to be a genius.
Right.
Amazon to me is an obvious play almost always.
Sure. Yeah.
They're just a tremendous growth story and it isn't over. I just hope they don't try to bust these things up. The problem with Amazon is everybody hates Amazon. The Democrats hate Amazon. The liberals hate Amazon. Donald Trump hates Amazon.
What are they going to do about it, though?
Nothing. But it seems like the one stock that everyone loves to hate. AOC stopped it from coming to Long Island.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just her. But
It was all her.
She was the face of it.
Totally her. I was really upset because I thought it would be a big boost to the local economy. A lot of jobs.
Yeah, it was a shame.
Yeah. All right, Amazon. So Amazon's a buy. Apple is a buy. Strong buy on both. Buy it on dips. By the way, did I ever say to everyone, how many times have I told everyone that our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice, and that everyone has to do their own due diligence, check with an investment advisor. That could be their dog, one bark, yes, buy it, barks, no. Could be their wife, one pinch, yes, two pinches, no. Whatever. It could be some yokel that you pay, whatever. The only reason I'm calling the yokel that you pay a yokel is because I don't know the yokel. I don't call people I know yokels. Only mythical people could be yokels.
Keith wants to know about NWBO when you get to it.
Yeah, I got it up there.
Okay.
Miso Blast I bought today.
Miso Blast.
I added.
Miso sad.
Miso Blast Jake and I talked a lot about it on Friday, so I don't want to talk too much about the fundamentals.
Yeah. They have, what is it, about another 3 weeks? They get to see if they change their minds.
That's right. I mean, Jake says don't hold my breath. They're not changing their minds, but I have a strong hunch otherwise on the host versus Kraft call. It would be like unheard of for the FDA to change their minds, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, well, one could only hope.
Yeah, it's kind of like an appeal to the committee. It's really a meeting on next steps, but the next step is to really grant some kind of approval so it could be used during the testing. Further testing, emergency use, compassionate use. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I know that was I guess a bit of a setback.
Terrible setback.
You have to do it in adults also.
Your stock would have been 23 right now.
Yeah. Woulda, coulda. We were right in that channel until we weren't.
Yeah, I mean, it's very upsetting. I'd come vote 9-1 and they don't make it.
So you bought back in at these low levels. I guess it's reasonable to do so. I guess
Yeah,
if I had some time.
I don't care if it stays at these low levels for 3 more months, which it may do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hold or add. If it dips more, I just add.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
They have other catalysts. A heart failure drug is the big one. That's the one I'm in it for.
Uh-huh.
And that's probably late this year, early next year.
And you're not even talking about this for the odds race.
And I'm not even talking about a COVID odds race, and I'm not even talking about lower back pain. I'm talking about heart failure, the big one.
Okay. Well, then, all the more reason to get in at these low levels then.
Yeah, there's a lot of catalysts. It's a very good speculation. I like it a lot.
Yeah, no, I was happier with it 2 weeks ago, but
I was happier 2 weeks ago, but I still like it. This one, I've been moaning and groaning for months,
Oh man.
selling off pieces of it as I moan and groan, saying I will buy back at around 156. But I don't think it gets to 156. In fact, we may have seen the bottom today. Maybe it gets to 157, 8, 9. Haven't checked is 156. 156 holds. So I think we've seen bottom, or just about. Now, if it does break 156, we're looking at very low levels. We're probably looking at
20, yeah.
$1.15. So
Right.
therefore, it has to hold $1.56. It's otherwise it would be very bad for my mental health. So if you care at all about my mental health, Gil, if Gil Van Bachlen cares about my mental health, somehow, some way, this stock holds 156. And I do believe it will, as I continue to buy back some of the shares I sold. This is still my biggest position in biotech, but half as big as it once was. Actually, 1/4 as big as what it once was in terms of dollars. But in terms of shares, about half. All right.
Buying a lot of the threes also.
I didn't buy much in the threes. My average is about 170. Neo, I bought at 3. I bought at 3 and sold at 7, and I was rejoicing. So, I have trouble when to sell sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
This is the story of my life. I buy at 3, sell at 7, and goes to 100. It wouldn't be the first time. It happened way back with Commodore PET. I bought it at 3, sold it at around 7, and it went to 100.
You're talking about the Commodores, the ones that made the
Commodore Business Machines was called.
All right, I guess we're going back pretty far in the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, it was one of the first, right?
No, a lot of people have their stories about their Commodore 64 sitting on their
Commodore PET was
table.
Wasn't the PET before the 64?
I would imagine so. The Commodore 64, when it came out, was the new technology at the time.
Commodore 64 was after.
Yeah.
I remember I was working for a computer consulting firm, and my boss was my buddy, good friend of mine, and he bought it big into Commodore Business Machine, CBU the symbol, and he convinced me to buy it, and I did.
Yeah, there was a small company called Microsoft at the time. I thought
We
it was
both
going
got cold feet and sold when it was. I think the FDA put it on. Not the FDA. The SEC put it on week hold for some reason. We got scared. Sold it. Anyway, story of my life.
one of the stories in your life.
One of the many.
Yep.
I made my thesis advisor rich with Intel, and I didn't have the money to buy it at the time.
Yeah. That sounds more like.
That's another story. All right, anyway.
Did you had something else on your list?
I got a lot.
What about like workhorse? Wasn't more,
I didn't really look at the chart on Neo, but it's certainly a buy on the dips.
Yeah.
And the 9 day, if it comes back to the 9-day, that would be a buy to me. When it comes back to the 9-day. All the car makers seem a little weak to me lately, last few days.
Are you still in the cola?
I sold half.
Yeah, because it's sort of been, it was in the 20s, it was playing around the high 20s, and now it's back in the low 20s again. And that's after everybody digested the GM deal.
I should have sold more of my car makers, but I didn't. Most of them have been very weak. This is one that I should have bought. 10 times I almost bought Tesla in my life, and I never bought it once.
Uh-huh. I'm not familiar with that concept.
All right, Tesla, look at this tremendous move from March. What was it in March?
Holy frijoles, as they say. Yeah, even the lows are trending up.
It was
people have been people have been shorting this one for a long time. It's not working.
$70 in March.
I mean, people have been losing a lot of money on it.
Tons.
70. Look at how phenomenal the move was. $70 in March. And
unreal.
What did it hit? It hit like 450 or something. Let's see what it hit.
Those are Amazon numbers.
It hit 500. From 70 to 500, 7-time move in 9 months. Not 9 months, less. Right?
Crazy.
July, August, September, October. 7 months. 7 times in 7 months. 7x in 7 months. Not bad.
No. That's
as good as it gets.
That's even faster than the price of college.
You know, kidding around, I asked Jake when Tesla was something like 1,800 and Amazon was something like 2,700. I said, what's going to get to 3,000 first, Tesla or Amazon? And he said, Tesla. And I think he meant it. It wasn't that far away.
Before or after split?
I don't know. I mean, the split.
It's going to 15,000. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the split was 5 to 1, right? 5 to 1.
Yeah, it went from about 2,000 down to 400.
Well, at the high, it would have been 2,500. It never made 3,000 yet, but it will. So this is an obvious play. Buy on the dip. Buy if it comes down to this ascending trend line.
The line, yeah.
It's not that far away from it now. Buy at the 50. Buy if it goes lower. It's any opportunity to buy this one. Buy it.
Tipping down, nibble at it.
Tesla is here to stay. It's here. It has arrived. So buy at the 50, buy at the trend line. Just buy the dips. GM is probably a buy now. I've been buying it. I don't have the chart on it, but on Rick Fisker's company.
Yeah, one of our
gone down a lot. I don't know why.
Tesla's still cheap. So you're having some agreement in that
Tesla
in the gallery.
Tesla and NIO are both buys on any dips. Those are the two class of the EV stocks. Now this one has got some ugly candles.
These SPACs.
Yeah, this has got some ugly candles. But it doesn't mean that it's a no-no. Even though it's a terrible looking chart, you shouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. It doesn't mean it's a no-no. It simply means buy when it comes back to the $10 level.
Yeah.
That's all it means. It means buy at the 200, buy again at the $10 level. So I don't consider it a sell or a hold. It's not yet a buy, but it's almost a buy.
Very interesting.
That's how I look at this one. I own a few shares of this, and I will be looking to add. I do believe in Henrik Fiske. He's a genius car designer. I like his vision for the ocean, whatever he's calling it, ocean SUV. Is that his car? I think it's called the Ocean. And he hooked up with Magna to do the assembly. I think they're all set.
Well,
I like that.
we have Diego is saying that Tesla's moving into energy, using the cars as a Trojan horse, which seems sort of interesting because I wouldn't have thought there was a whole lot of money to be had in energy.
Well, yeah, he's always interested in Solar City and battery storage and all of that.
Okay, so again, if he's talking about batteries, then yeah, there's plenty of money to be made if you do that one right.
Didn't he have Battery Day recently?
Yeah, that turned out to be a big nothing sandwich.
Right.
But
this is another interesting one. Unlike the other automakers that have been going down of late, this one has been going up of late. See the trend line taking us up. Yeah. Now, of course, it had a crazy 2-day jump from levels of like $3 to $17. They announced American dealerships. So they have a $19,000 car and a little bit pricier. All kinds of rebates, federal tax rebates. It comes to like very little. First 1,000 per people to buy, get it for practically, give it to you for nothing. They say if you're the first 1,000 stupid enough to buy it, take it for nothing.
It's funny.
But I think management is dubious with this one. It's a Chinese company. They're selling these dealerships. Who knows if they'll ever deliver a car? So I have a big question mark on this one. $400 million market cap. I'll take NIO with a $38 billion market cap.
I think so.
So if I had to buy Chinese, I'd buy NIO. I'd pass on this one, even though the chart is beautiful. Not beautiful, but the chart is decent compared to the others.
Well, this kind of pennant, you could also have a downturn.
Yeah. No doubt. I personally just don't trust this one. So it's regardless of the chart, I just don't, something about it. First of all, I don't like the car. I saw pictures of the car. It is ugly. I don't know what American woman is going to allow their husband to buy it. Ugly. So I'd rather go with a Henrik Fiske, a GTO inspired automobile than this ugly whatever. Don't like it.
Yeah.
If I don't like the product, I don't like the stock.
Touching on the zeitgeist that people buy cars for more than just to get around.
No, if I don't like the product, I don't buy
No, I mean,
the
I'm just
stock.
saying in terms of
Don't
why do
like the
people buy fancy
product.
looking
I'm
cars?
not
Because they
going
look nice.
to.
Yeah, thanks, Diego.
Yeah, I'd rather go high
Diego,
end on
Diego's
the
talking about
on
lithium
EV.
batteries. Do you want to do a BCRX before we have to call it? And maybe
Yeah,
CVM?
BCRX and VBIV and NWBO
Yeah.
and CVM.
Yeah, the usuals, because we're running out of time. It's getting into the 40-minute mark.
Which one first?
BCRX.
Which one
Yeah,
first?
BCRX.
Somebody actually was asking for it, and they
BCRX?
I wanted to get it before they left. Who was asking for it?
Okay, BCRX.
Arjun and Confucia.
Okay,
Yeah.
BCRX.
I mean, I've been studying it more the last few weeks too, so I feel like I have some updates on the fundamentals at the very least.
Go
Which
ahead.
chart is? Oh, that's not what we want. You put an extra C.
You can start us off. So well, maybe BlackRock is better.
It might be better, but I have nothing to add to that.
Exactly.
So.
It doesn't do us. So, are you pretty deep into this one, Arjun?
Yeah, I'm playing 3,000 or so shares deep, with a little bit of option stuff going on, but nothing too meaningful there. But yeah, it's been a rough couple days.
I mean,
try not to divulge the exact number of shares that you have in the future.
Yeah,
you have a decent sized position, you say?
Excuse me?
Yeah, somewhat large. It might be that. I don't even remember, but it's something around there. Let's see here.
Okay.
So we got. Yeah, so I mean, I think people on here are probably pretty familiar with the upcoming catalysts, right? I mean, the wild card is Galidesivir. Data on that could be tonight. It could be in a week. It could be after the election. Nobody really knows. The thing that got updated though, since we last talked, was Japan approval is going to come pretty soon. I think the decision on that. So you got October 30th. I think is when that process is going to start. And then within a week or two, we might have a decision. So we got that right around the election. Biro/Orladeo, obviously that's still coming. There's some people that think we might get early approval right before Thanksgiving, but at the very least, we have the December 3rd PDUFA. Yeah, and it's slid a little the last couple of days, but we're still haven't touched that 337 yet, I don't think.
If the purse strings on PDUFA have been sort of tightened here and there, I mean, what's the likelihood that it's gonna turn well for BCRX?
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously nothing's a lock. I mean, the thing that I think is working in favor of BCRX is the patients don't have any oral pill for HAE. There's a lot of really cumbersome IV treatment regimens that don't seem too pleasant, and there's plenty of patients begging for that oral alternative, and then you have patients that are scared of needles. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how much the FDA is going to factor that in. I just know there's a lot of patient testimonials backing that. And yeah, I mean, but yeah, you're right. I mean, nothing's a lock when it comes to FDA approval.
As we learned with MISO.
Yeah, it was just not even that. Even with ATHX not getting their money.
Well, ATHX BARDA screwed them by not giving them the money.
Right. Yeah, so like we said, so some of this money is not, it's PDUFA money, or is it just an approval?
No, it's an approval, but
Oh, it's an
Approval.
PDUFA is the AdCom vote.
Yeah, okay. So if it's not coming with purse strings, then yeah, I get it. Then there's no reason not to worry about it.
Yeah, and my guess is there'll be a run up towards it. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but based on other bios I've studied, there's occasionally to pretty often a run up on the PDUFA, even in anticipation of that date. And then obviously if it doesn't hit, then it could there's definitely risk of it going down to I don't even know what.
Even on approval, it sells off.
Well, that's been our
Yeah, but
that's not
right. But it could establish a new high. Right.
I think the big one is Galley. If Galley news is really good, you'll see $8 minimum overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think the downside is limited at this point. 330 looks like solid support.
So you would
330, yeah, 330.
So this is then another nibbler, because it's giving us that little carrot to bite on at the very end.
I keep on biting.
Uh-huh.
I keep adding on this one. Want to get my average down.
Might be worth it. I mean, my dollar cost average is still way higher than where it is now.
Mine probably is too, but I keep nibbling. All right, so let's look at Vivo. That's an Argon.
VBIV.
VBIV.
Oh, VBIV. VBIV.
You'll get it right soon. I'll be talking about this one for as long as you guys want me to in future calls.
The vaccine maker. The hepatitis B vaccine maker. And the COVID-19.
Exactly.
And the thing is, hepatitis B hasn't been that kind of that. There's a remedy for that now, isn't there? Hepatitis B. The need for the vaccine.
Yeah, there is, but so they're working on. So today there was a little mini conference that they presented at, and they're working on this Hep B therapeutic as well. So basically, the story is like CyBvac was this Israeli company that VBIV took hold of back a few years ago, and their Hep B vaccine, it's approved in Israel, and so they got it with the intent of then getting it approved in North America and the EU, and the phase 3 is done. Top line data looked good, and so they're gearing up for regulatory filings Q4. So it's the filings, the BLA is happening this quarter. Then we'll see what the FDA obviously decides later on. But in the meantime, they have a partnership that they've been withholding. They said numerous times they're going to announce that partnership for the Hep B vaccine. It's on their own watch. They said it should be soon, whatever soon means. I think that means Q4, but we'll see. In the meantime, that Hep B therapeutic, they're in phase 2, so we still are waiting on more results there. And then obviously the COVID vaccine is the ultimate wild card here, and data on that, it's still preclinical, not even phase 1.
Right.
Early indications was it looked good, but that's a complete wild card, and anyone who's playing this stock for that, I would advise against that.
Why are they even bothering if they're only in phase 1?
Well, so it's preclinical. The Canadian government is funding it, and they're just pumping money into it. And they have a unique approach to that vaccine that others aren't trying. And I know people are further along, but I think it's possible that the best COVID vaccine may not be the first it might be one that goes through a little bit more stringent
in
trial
this case,
process.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is all speculation. I don't really know, and I'm not here for that. I'm definitely bullish due to the partnership and that Cyb-Vac potential approval.
Also buyout rumor as
Yep,
well.
buyout. Yeah, partnership to buyout. That could also something you don't want to bank on, but of course that's been brought up as well. But yeah, I mean this week so far has been pretty rough for this stock. We were up at, I think, in the low threes, high twos, and then it's bled out a little bit the last few days.
I'm charting it because I'm calling the bottom right here. It's a logical place for the bottom.
That's what it looks like.
Now, if it doesn't bottom here, then 247 should be it.
Yeah.
So somewhere between now and 247 is a logical bottom.
Yep. I agree. I'm nibbling. Yeah, it's one of my larger positions, and I definitely like this one a lot, but still nibbling a little as I can. I've been in since.
We got Dr. J nibbling a little bit too.
Excellent. Yeah, I've been in sub 2.
Doing good.
Well, we got to take a look at 2 more and call it a night.
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay.
And this one is one that's just unbelievable.
Yeah, NWBO, that's the other one, right?
Truly unbelievable, from like 12 cents, 15 cents to where we are now in a few months. Just crazy. Just totally nuts. To think I bought it at about 15.
I think you missed the boat.
Just crazy, nuts.
I know. This
I'm still in it.
This one cries, missed the boat.
I sold half my shares at 53 cents, but I'm still in it. And today was a crazy day. It hit 2.5, pulled back a little. It's been nutty.
Wow.
Nutty. And data any day now. So it's not going to pull back. It won't pull back much anyway. If it pulls back, there's always people that want to in on the roll of the dice. So data any day. This is an interesting gambling. This is a Vegas stock. If you like to put a few thousand on the pass line for one roll, this is your stock.
Right.
And the chances are the data, I think, is got a better shot of hitting its endpoints than CVM at this point, based on the price movement alone. Not to mention the science, which Jake got me curious because he scolded me why I didn't know the science too well. So now I know it a little bit better. It's a process where the solid tumor is resected and mixed with dendritic cells, all from the patient, and then put back into the body somehow. And it's like a targeted missile. Just it'll attack the tumor and destroy it. So, I know the science at least a little bit better than I did before. Not much, but a little bit. And I pointed out to Jake, it doesn't really matter what the science is. Either the thing is going to work or it won't.
Right. Proof is in the pudding.
Jake took offense at that, but I think in this case, it's too late to worry about the science.
So, also a little late to worry about feelings. Oh, this is so we're going to do CVM next? and call it.
CVM I still have as a coin flip. And the NWBO, I'm raising the odds. I think it's 3 to 5 favorite.
Really? Okay. So yeah, Cell
Which is-
Science again. It went to 15. We thought it might go over, and now it's doing that range thing again.
Sell size, highly manipulated. The shorts bring it down. They bring it down on low volume. What was the volume today? Nothing. Volume is always nothing.
No.
They can do whatever they want with this
An
stuff.
8% loss is not nothing.
It is
Yes,
nothing.
right. You can't do whatever
If
they
you're
want.
in it for the data, what does it really matter?
Right.
It's just ugly looking.
Yeah, it had that nice little run up, like you saw. Even after the bad news from that company, it went from 13 to almost like 16 and change or something. Well into the 15s.
I don't care at this point. I have half as much in terms of dollars of CVM as I do Athersys. I still own a lot of it, but I don't care what it does anymore on a daily basis. I'm not touching it. Basically, my position is locked.
Uh-huh.
I'm not adding calls. I'm not buying puts. I'm not doing anything. So this is it, going into the stretch. I'm unhedged. I have only calls and long. Long shares and calls.
Oh, well, let me ask you a question, though, since we're on this. Let's suppose that that bottom line holds, right? We have a breakout out of your range that was a pretty long-lasting range. How would you redraw the channel? Or would you have to wait?
Well, it theoretically, when it broke 15, this area here, I figured its next test was up here at about $17. Almost got there.
Right.
So I think it's just going to fall back into this range.
So you're not even looking for an upward channel at all.
No, I think from now until data, it had its little run, and maybe it'll fall down to this trend line, or it'll just hover between 12 and 15 again.
Yeah. All right. Well, I bailed some at 13. If it goes to 12,
I was surprised when it broke 15. I was surprised it broke 15.
For a meeting, but this was great.
Well, we're going, Arjun, but
yeah, we're all
thank you.
thanks for coming, Arjun. We're all hopping out now because it's time to say goodnight to everybody.
Take care, Arjun.
So I'm going to get rid of. Take care, Arjun. Thanks for us.
All right.
So we spent an hour. That's a full hour. Wow.
Yeah.
Diego is on. We didn't get any. We got a lot of comments.
Diego's gone also, and so's Pete. So.
Carl, Pete, Diego. Was Linda around today?
And Heath is leaving too. I didn't see Linda.
Heath. No Linda today.
You know, I think.
Chris. Chris! You should have told me Chris. Could have told me Chris was here. I would have charted Arrowhead.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, Arrowhead.
That one just.
I'm actually making money, and I'm Chris is. Whenever I see Arrowhead, I think of Chris.
Well, let's take care of him on Friday then.
It's like it broke 50. I think 54 today. Yeah, making money.
Wonderful.
Cabinet guy. I don't know if he's still here.
I didn't see him.
Now, cabinet guy, where's your brother? I think his brother is the one who mentioned NWBO to me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was the one who gave you that.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't seen his brother from Tennessee. Not lately.
No.
So I think we said hello to everyone. Confucia. Just about everybody.
Yeah. All right. was trying to. I missed out on.
The women weren't here today.
Not really, no.
Well, Catherine said she can't come on a Tuesday.
Well, I'm hoping next week that the Wednesday day works better. It was just a question of
Yeah.
meetings and stuff like that.
So let's say adios amigos, hasta luego. See you all see you all on Friday, I guess. Right?
Yes,
All right, take
I'll
care,
be there.
Professor.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be there in spirit.
All right, bye-bye, Professor.